Have you been in the market searching for a gaming console, but not sure which one to get? You've probably spent hours of searching to find a company to give all your money to, and then you finally found yourself on Nintendo's doorstep. You knocked and entered to find that you're interested in the Switch lineup. Again, you're faced with another set of options, this time just 3. After even more research, you thought to yourself, the Switch Lite is what you're most interested in. Here are the cons and pros of owning a Switch Lite. Yes, I said cons and pros. I don't know about you, but I like to hear the bad news first. So let's get into the video. Con number 1. The Joy-Cons can't detach from the Switch. After weeks of trying, these Joy-Cons simply won't come off. Although it's not so bad having an all-in-one device, you still feel like you're missing out on playing in tabletop and docked modes. The Joy-Cons from the original and OLED Switch can be disconnected and paired with Apple and Android devices to play games that support the controllers. Supported iOS games include Stardew Valley, Apex Legends Mobile, and Asphalt 9 Legends, which is a game I played on the channel. Click the card in the top right to watch the short gameplay. Perhaps there's one method I probably haven't tried to release my Joy-Cons. Con number 2. An external display cannot be connected. On the entire console, there are only 4 inputs/outputs. On the top, you have your 3.5mm headphone jack. On the right of that, your game card slot. On the bottom, your SD card slot. And lastly, to the right of that, your USB-C port, which only supports charging. So no, you cannot use a USB-C dongle to output video to an external display because the Switch Lite simply doesn't have the components to support those features. Con number 3. No brightness sensor. Ever noticed when you walked outside from being in a dark room, your phone screen automatically got brighter? Well, the Switch Lite does not have that feature, but the sensor is found on the bottom bezel of the original Switch and the top edge of the OLED Switch's body. Con number 4. The speakers aren't so good. The Switch Lite has 15 volume notches, from silenced all the way up to full sound. It's not like you won't hear the speakers when turned up, but you won't get the richer sound of the OLED Switch. It's subtle but present. Con number 5. Records only 30 seconds of video. The capture button located on the front bottom left-hand side of the device is capable of recording video and taking screenshots. To take screenshots, simply press the button once. To video capture, press and hold the button for 2 seconds and you'll see a notifier in the top left-hand corner of the screen. The feature can be used in-game or out-of-game. At the time of this recording, the home page and settings only support screenshots and not video captures. The eShop doesn't support any of these features. To find your screen captures, simply go to your home screen, go to the album, and all of your memories are awaiting to be viewed and shared. This is the standard across all Switch models, but with the original and OLED Switch, you can use a video capture device connected via the HDMI port. Con number 6. Does not support all games. There are more than 5,000 games available in the Nintendo eShop, ranging from free to $59.99, but let's just say $60. Unfortunately, not all of these games are compatible with the Switch Lite. And this is mainly because it lacks certain components these games need. For example, motion control games require a Joy-Con to slide off the console. And in my case, I still can't get my Joy-Cons off. You can know whether a game is compatible or not by scrolling through the game's About page in the eShop. Some incompatible games include Mario Super Party, Ring Fit Adventure, and Just Dance. Pro number 1. The Switch Lite is light. The Switch Lite sports a 5.5-inch display. It doesn't have some of the hardware as its bigger brothers, hence making it much lighter, coming in at approximately 0.61 pounds. Pro number 2. Available in different colors. At the time of this recording, the Nintendo Switch Lite is available in 5 colors: gray, turquoise, coral, yellow, and of course, blue. There are special edition Switches like Kirby Star Allies, Animal Crossing, Pokemon Sword and Shield, plus so much more. Pro number 3, there's a D-pad. When it comes to games that use the D-pad, it feels so much better to rest your finger on the control and tilt your finger in the desired direction rather than continuously lifting your finger to press the small directional buttons on the original and OLED Switches. Although you could just run your fingers across the buttons, but it feels so much better on the D-pad. It's so retro. Pro number 4, considerably durable. If you dropped it on the carpet or from a low height, I wouldn't be too concerned. Because everything is compact, you don't have to worry so much about this breaking. In the case of the original and OLED Switches, having Joy-Cons attached to the screen gives it one more thing that can be damaged on this device. Plus, Joy-Con drift is a prominent issue with the original and OLED Switch Joy-Cons. For example, an on-screen character moves without your input on the controller. Pro number 5, great form factor. It feels so good in the hand. It basically fits like a glove. In most cases, you may have to readjust your hands to hit the desired buttons, but even then, it's comfortable. It's so satisfying how the index fingers rest perfectly on the trigger buttons. All in all, it will take a long session of playing for your hands to get cramped. Pro number 6, an array of supported games. Like I mentioned before, there are a few games that are not supported on the Switch Lite, but for the most part, any game that can be played on the original and OLED can be played on the Lite, so you really won't feel left out. I'm sure that there are a lot more pros and cons that I missed, but these are the ones that I noticed. If there's anything that you think that should be on this list, please drop it down in the comment section down below. Stay tuned for my next video, which will be talking about the general pros and cons of the Switch lineup. Whether the Switch Lite is good for you depends on what you're looking for. Do you mainly want to use your Switch in handheld mode? Or are you looking for a device to stay docked to your TV? Ultimately, think about what you're looking for, and the decision will be so much easier. Well, that's all for today's video. I clearly can't force you, but if you want to show some support, please like, comment, and/or subscribe. If not, that's fine, but all I know is I'm out.